Hi there, and welcome back to the Labyrinth, and for joining me today. I do hope that you're well and that life is being kind. It's very stressful times everywhere. I've got a fair bit to talk about today, so I'll whip on through. Technical problems abound, but we are creative people and solution finders here, so we're working through them. You'll see in a moment. So, the first techno problems that we've had to deal with, and I owe you all an apology, is actually the chakra content with the solfeggio tunes. Now, we're going to remove it. In fact, I think it's already been removed and reload it because we've got to review all of it. We realised a little bit too late that there were functional problems, and this is because of my poor internet connection. So, thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the wonderful technological improvements over the years that have made it very difficult for me to do these tasks and to review the animations and effects. Anyway, this is what's going on. So we're removing the content, we're reviewing it, and then we're going to reload it. So we do apologise if you subscribed and got that little bell happening because you're probably getting ping, ping, pinged. You might want to actually turn it off for a little while. Give us a week or two to catch up and sort out the malfunctions, and then it should be fine to go. Now, just a word and or a request, if you do see problems on our videos, we do like to make sure that we've got quality assurance. So we're very open to all suggestions of how we can improve. The only variation to that theme, I'm going to say in advance, is if you're going to be the spelling and grammar police, because the use of the English language and spelling varies from country to country. So the US, UK, Australia, and Canada may all have different ways of spelling certain words. So just don't worry about the spelling mistakes or what you consider to be a spelling mistake, unless you say one that's just so obvious, because I have made some really obvious ones in the past. But yeah, thank you. Bottom of the line, we're solution finders here. We like to resolve problems. So, what I've now had to do to resolve the problem with my poor internet connection here is that I now have to pay somebody to review the content before it gets uploaded onto YouTube. So I've got this lovely lady in Italy who doesn't want to be named, but I credit her with now reviewing the content. She's given access to my YouTube channel so that she can upload it and hopefully work out things from that side. You know what I mean? So we won't have these ongoing issues, but we'll see how we go. Yes, it does cost me money, but at the end of the day, I think it's money that's well spent because I would prefer to have it done properly than to have these ongoing faults. Now, the upside of this, of course, is that my Italian contact, who, as I said, wishes to remain anonymous, is an extremely creative talent and she's able to bring her skill base into the content when we're reviewing it together. And I think that you'll start to notice real improvements in the visual aspects and even the audio aspects of these videos to make it more visually enticing and enjoyable for you, the viewer or listener. So, speaking of art, anyone that has known me for any length of time will know that I am actually a very practical person and that I like to refer to myself as the grounded psychic or the grounded healing vessel because it's always got up my nose, proverbially, of course, when people try to mystify energy or associate fantasy images with anything spiritual, because to me it diminishes the sanctity, if you like, or historically it did. And I think sometimes it still does. But what I've realised with my current website and the reason for this change in artistic direction is because times have changed. It's a lot more difficult for people. A lot of people are bogged down with stuff. And while I still do enjoy photographic type images, I like to, I think, put these fantasy type ones up because it's just a different type of visual. And I realize that art can help a person's mood to either go up or down or whatever. So basically, yeah, I am leaning more towards the um, fantasy type, I guess, without being too fantastic, and trying to create a balance of the imagery that I use in the videos that I'm creating for the channel. Now, regarding channel content, what we've got going up, at least I'd hoped by today, it may be up by the end of today. If not, it'll be in the next couple of days. We've got some new video content that's sort of info educational on auras and vibration. Um, and opening the mind to those things that can seem a bit too far fetched, shall we say. So I've got some videos happening on that. We're also in the process of reviewing another video that will go up very soon, and I consider this to be a fundamental for the platform, and it's how people can manage their stress and distress, particularly in a crisis. And in this particular video, I actually will draw upon my social work and training in mental health, especially when it comes to the provision of coping strategies. And I do hope that you'll like it. I suspect it will definitely be one of the longer videos that I create, because it's so important to ensure, oh God, what is the word? I'm trying to think, to ensure that we're a stickler for detail in this video, so that when it comes to the mental health one, we're not being a little or too ambiguous. We've got to be very clear with it. And so that's what I'm aiming to do with the video, and it'll be up very soon. Now, later on today, you should have the video that I've just created on energy and vibration. If not today, tomorrow, and it refers to terms like the light bodies, and this is the stuff that is very difficult, I think, for skeptics to open their mind to, certainly the science population. But I'm hoping that with this video they might revisit how they think. Now, what was I going to say in regard to this? Certainly draws upon my personal experience. I'll move on to the next slide. So, while I know astrology is an area of interest for most people, and I will definitely be continuing to work on it, it's not actually the priority for me right now. It's definitely there, it will happen, but I kind of consider providing the mental health strategy to people to be more important at this point in time. So just hang in there. You will see the astrology content coming up in the not too distant future. I've started it. It will be loaded intermittently as time prevails. So if you watched my last news video, you'll know that my plans included uploading the content on ruling numbers. In fact, actually, I'd hoped to do it this week, but the problem is I've changed my mind. I've had a creative burst, and between myself and my support in Italy, we've got some really good plans for how we present the numerology to you. So you will have to wait a little longer for it to go up, but it's going to be very special. It will take a little longer to create, but I think you're going to love it. So please be patient. So in regard to YouTube and Rumble, because of the previous challenges that I've already mentioned, and because of the new focus on quality assurance, right, I did say that I'm now sharing management. I've got somebody helping me out. So nothing much is really happening at Rumble at the moment. We're still focusing on YouTube and streamlining things here. And I guess in the way, YouTube is a good practice ground for us at this point in time. And we'll go on to Rumble later. So, in regard to the channel approach, just a reminder, lots of surprises coming. I try to make them positive and useful, and I do consider that what we're doing with this platform here is basically looking after the fundamentals first. We've got to make sure that things are safe before we can go into the really fun stuff. And in a lot of ways, I think what I'm doing is quite aligned with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which, if we look at that little pyramid there, that's what it refers to. Look after your physical well-being, then look after your emotional safety. Then there becomes the sense of belonging and community, and then you work together and you self-actualize. This is the principles of the pyramid, but whatever. So I think to some level, this is what I'm trying to do with the channel: is make it safe first. Provide those, what do they call them, the resources for people if they become unwell. The tools. I'm trying to provide tools for people so they can look after their health and well-being while we go into other areas as time progresses. So for now, though, I'd just like to thank you for being part of the journey. Thank you for your patience and being with us as we build our skill base here as far as technology goes. Just letting you know, I actually have been a little unwell for the last couple of days, which is probably why I sound like I've got a bit of brain fog happening, because I think I definitely do. So thank you for bearing with me through all the stumbling. Now, I'm going to leave you now with the thought that there's going to be some really good content coming up very soon. May you have a blessed and glorious day, and may I meet you on the path again. I'm going to try and do these videos every Sunday for you. The yarning. We might even do a video about what yarning is, within the Australian context. Take care, my friends. Bye bye.